What's up, cereal bowls? It's your favorite crazy cereal, InsaneAppleJackz, here once again with the Atomic Game Squad. How are you all doing? Because I'm doing super duper chill. Hopefully you're all doing well as well, because today is video day. But you know that. You know that because you got here saved to the video. Unlike your one friend who sits up here and he always gets lost when you guys go to the mall, but magically he's always in the food court, even though you guys are supposed to be there to buy something, but his heart lies where the food is, and he doesn't realize that he's not supposed to be in the food court at the moment until the mall closes and they kicked him out because, you know, the mall closed. But essentially, I'm here today because, oh my god, it feels so good to be home alone. And you're like, Apple, what does that have to do with anything, sir? And I'm like, well, essentially, today I'm here to rant about living with roommates. And you're like, roommates? Well, I don't know your struggle there because I live with my family or I live by myself, but viewer, you are very wrong right there. You are very wrong right there, my good sir. You do know the struggle of roommates because we have all at one point either lived with family, friends, or some other living situation that has made us live with other people to an extent. So, by that definition, you have had a roommate. And, you know, with there being bads to roommates, there's also goods to them, but let's start off with the bad. So, when you sit up here and you have a living situation with a roommate, you usually have defined quarters, or whatever you want to call them. You section off your own spaces, so nobody really gets in each other's way unless you guys really want to be bothered by one another. And while that being cool, some roommates just don't understand the necessity of privacy. Rather that be your door being closed, your lights being off, you sleeping, or any other form of please don't bother me. Even if you have a sign that says please don't bother me, this one roommate will always find a way to manage to open your door and peek and see what you are doing, or somehow manage their way into the conversations that are going on through behind your closed door. But let you be the one that so much as engaged in whatever private event that they are going on behind their door. Yes, going on behind their door, such as their individual Dungeons and Dragons session with full outfits. But they would sit up here and rage out of you in an instant. Don't you know about boundaries? Don't you know about privacy? Oh, it's all about sectionalization, man. How dare you sit up here and cross my boundaries? I would never do the same thing. And you'd be like, boy, but you do it all the time. What you mean? What you mean? And it's one of those things where it's like, bruh, is this how you grew up? No privacy? No privacy? Okay, I get it now. I understand. I get your struggle. Essentially, it's one of those things where it's hard to find a common ground with a person where it's like, yeah, we live with each other, but what's considered super private time and what's not? Because some people just don't get the same concept of privacy. Privacy. Like that one friend that sits up here on Facebook and posts everything, but the moment that you comment on it, it was private. Boy, no it wasn't. You got like 7 million friends. How is it private? Who was it private to? But in addition to the whole situation of lacking privacy in a roommate situation, there's also your possessions. Now, everybody in their own household or whatever you have going on probably has that one thing that they're like, it's my precious. I have things that I share with you guys because we all live with each other, but at the same time, it's my precious. This is my precious. It's left off guard. Please do not touch it without my permission. This is the one thing I do not want you to touch. And for some reason, that one roommate just doesn't get it. They always cross that line, that boundary, and you don't say anything the first few times because it's like, yeah, we're cool, we're good. And then one day you realize, no, we're not good, we're not cool, because you have that one precious thing that if I so much as look at it, you're dirtying it with your eyes. And you're like, Boy, just because you paid $250 for a full-body statue of M. Bison and put it in a glass case that you put a sheet over every night does not mean I am dirtying it with my eyes when I step into your room and that is the first thing that I see. Big old case. And, it's one of those things where it's like, now, like, I get that this is a typical use thing, but it's precious to me, so I sat up here and I spent my own money on it, and I said, you can't touch it, but no, you're good. I mean, like, there's always that boundary, especially when you guys sit up here and buy food or something. There's that one roommate that's the food boundary guy, where it's like, oh no, don't do this with the food, don't do that with the food, and you're like, bruh, but I bought the food. And they're like, yes, but others have to touch that food. Yeah, but I bought 2 gallons of milk. One for me to drink out the carton, and the other one for you guys to share. No! And you're like, bruh. I'm gonna need you to move. And you have to just hit them with the, please, sir. How dare you? How dare you tell me how to food myself? I'm sitting up here and I bought 2 packs of Oreos for a reason. I didn't want you to touch my Oreos because, hell, I know what your lifestyle happens to be, and I know what my lifestyle happens to be. So, by that clue mark, that means eat your Oreos out of your Oreo pack, and I'll eat my Oreos out my Oreo pack. If you want to sit up here and you want to dirty dishes and eat Doritos out of a bowl, do you? I'm going to sit up here and I'm going to eat the Doritos out the bag. And you just be looking at people like, because there's always that one judgmental roommate. No matter how non-judgmental or friendly they seem when you guys first move in, or whenever a situation comes up that seems like they'll judge you, there's always that tension behind you. Or in some situation where there's like, and you're like, bruh, what? And it doesn't matter where it happens, inside of the apartment or household or whatever. If it happens within the facility, this person is always judging you. Oh, I left a sock in the living room. Judge. I left a sock in my room. Judge. I don't know. Those were just basic examples of it. Where it's like, bruh. Or, even to a different extent, let's say you're a person like me where you do videos or some other type of content on the internet, and you like your connection to your internet really heavy. You know, like, you like to use your internet, and it's like, hey, smooth connection. You be playing multiplayer games, be getting it in, and then that one roommate that just doesn't know how to prioritize their internet use or whatever use that they're going on for resources. Oh my god, this resource whore is over there, has a laptop on, has their phone on the Wi-Fi, has their TV with the cable on, if anything connects to the internet, they have it. They just sit up here and they prolong the process and deplete from the actual resources inside of the environment. But let anything go wrong in that ecosystem, it was your fault, boy. It was your fault. But this is getting rather lengthy, so let's sit up here and wrap it up with the goods. Well, on one aspect, there isn't always that much work for you, because if you have more people in the house, you could divide it more equally, and while this might not always work out, yeah, at least one other person may help out with the stuff. So rather that be cooking or cleaning, there's one less job that you may have to do due to this. In addition to that, with more people living in the house, there's more ways to split bills or payments of any type. So that means more money in your pocket, son. So go ahead, be free, do all this other goodness. I mean, while there's terribleness in the sounds of having a roommate, you also always have somebody that can at least try to entertain you, bruh. So, as long as you get somebody that's entertaining rather than just some random guy that replied to a Craigslist ad and said, yeah, I could pay rent, I got 6 months rent in advance, and you never ask whether or not he's a drug dealer, you just assume, maybe those 3 a.m. calls aren't the most legal. But, I'm done joking around with this one. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I'm sending you all over to the end of the box, and I'll catch you later. So, big thumbs up to everybody that watched this video, and super duper big thumbs up to everybody that watched this video all the way through. I appreciate you guys always checking out my content. If you enjoyed this video, sit up here and give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. As always, leave a comment down below to tell me about your experiences with living with other people, hello, or whatever you might want to comment down below, and I'll try to reply to you as soon as possible. As always, my links, well, my social media names are on the screen if you want to check out any of those, or if you want to be lazy about it, go ahead and feel free and look at the links down in the description. But with all that being said, much, peace out, and that's a wrap.